You were not brought here by chance, and you were not led to these words by accident, because I, who know every detail of your heart, have called you to this very moment in time, so that you might hear the whisper that is meant to reach the depths of your spirit. And I say to you with all the tenderness of Father's love that you are here for a reason far greater than the passing circumstances that surround you, far beyond the confusion that clouds your vision, far deeper than the struggles that weigh heavily upon your chest. For I have planted purpose within you that even now is beginning to awaken in ways you may not yet understand. And though the path has been hard and the nights long, still my hand has never left you, and my presence has been nearer than the breath in your lungs. Do not dismiss this moment as ordinary, for it is not ordinary but holy, and you stand even now in the unfolding of a divine story, one that was written before you drew your first breath, one that carries the signature of heaven itself, one that no failure, no betrayal, no delay can erase. For my will is stronger than the storms you have faced, and my love is greater than the wounds you have carried in silence. And I say to you, my beloved child, you were brought here for a reason, and that reason will shine clearer with each step you take in trust and in surrender. You have asked why the pain lingers, why the burdens feel unrelenting, why the doors that seem so sure are closed with no explanation. And I say to you, none of these things are wasted. None of your tears have fallen unnoticed. None of your prayers have gone unheard. For I have been weaving together even the disappointments into a tapestry of redemption that will one day cause you to look back and realize that nothing was ever random. Nothing was ever meaningless. Nothing was ever outside the reach of my sovereign hand. And when you see it, your heart will overflow with gratitude, and your soul will know with unshakable certainty that I was with you through it all. Stay close now, for I am speaking to the depths of you, the part of you that longs for assurance, the part of you that craves peace, the part of you that is weary of the endless noise around you. And I say rest, for you do not have to strive to be loved by me. You do not have to earn my favor. You do not have to carry the weight of trying to prove your worth. For I have already declared your worth by the very breath of life I place within you, and I call you chosen. I call you beloved. I call you mine. Do not think lightly of this truth, for it is greater than any label the world has placed upon you, greater than any judgment spoken over you, greater than the whispers of fear that try to convince you that you are forgotten or overlooked. Because, my child, you are never forgotten, you are never overlooked, and even in the silence of the moments where you felt abandoned, I was near, watching, holding, strengthening you in ways that you could not yet perceive, and it was my love that carried you when your own strength was gone. I know there are wounds in you that still ache, memories that still sting, disappointments that still weigh heavy, and you have wondered if healing will ever truly come. But I tell you now that I am a healer of your soul. I am the restorer of broken places. I am the one who takes ashes and turns them into beauty. I am the one who makes streams flow in the desert and who brings light into the darkest corners of your being. And I am doing this even now, gently, faithfully, perfectly in my timing. For I do not leave what I begin unfinished, and I will not leave you half restored, but I will bring you into fullness. You were brought here for a reason, and that reason is not small, it is not fragile, it is not fleeting, but is eternal. And even as you read these words, I am stirring something in you that cannot be explained by logic or dismissed by doubt. For it is my spirit breathing life into you, awakening your hope, reviving your strength, and calling you forward into the destiny I have prepared for you. A destiny not defined by the failures of yesterday, nor threatened by the uncertainties of tomorrow, but a destiny rooted in my unchanging promises and secured by my unfailing love. So lift your head, beloved. Let not the weight of yesterday bow your shoulders. Let not the voices of fear dictate your steps. Let not the wounds of betrayal steal your joy, for I am doing a new thing in you. And though you cannot see the full picture yet, though you cannot yet understand why certain doors close and certain paths turn differently than you expected, trust that I, your Father, am working all things for your good, weaving together even the broken pieces into something radiant, with purpose. This is the beginning and not the end, for I have more to say, more to reveal, more to pour into your heart. And if you remain, if you allow your soul to be still in this sacred moment, I will continue to speak words that will wash over you like living water, words that will soothe the restless parts of your mind, words that will ignite the dormant fire within you, words that will remind you again and again that you are here by divine design and not by accident. You must understand, my beloved, that nothing in your life has been wasted. Not the struggles that broke you, not the tears that burned your eyes, not the loneliness that wrapped around you like a heavy cloak. Because even in the nights where you thought I'd forgotten you, I was holding every fragment of your heart in my hands, gently shaping your pain into strength, gently transforming your questions into wisdom, gently carrying you forward even when you thought you could not take one more step. And I brought you here in this very moment because it is time for you to know that the weight of your existence has never been random, but has always been filled with my intention and my plan. I see how often you have compared yourself to others, measuring your worth by what you see in their lives, wondering why their paths seem smoother, why their victories seem quicker, why their blessings appear brighter. I say to you now with a voice of love that is louder than comparison that your journey is not theirs, and their story is not yours. For I have written your life with lines unique to you, and the timing I have chosen for you is not delayed, but perfectly aligned with my will, and you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not less than anyone else. But you are chosen for something that is distinct, personal, and irreplaceable. When you feel overlooked, remember that I see you always. When you feel invisible, remember that I know you fully. When you feel like your voice is drowned out by the noise of the world, remember that I hear even the unspoken cries of your soul. For nothing within you escapes my gaze. Not a thought, not a fear, not a dream, not a wound. And I hold them all with compassion deeper than you can measure, because you are my child. And I have brought you here to remind you that your life has meaning, far beyond what you currently perceive. There were times when you questioned why certain people left, why certain doors closed, why opportunities you hoped for slipped away. And though your heart ached with the sting of disappointment, though your mind tried to piece together reasons, though your soul wondered if you had failed, I say to you that I was protecting you from paths that would have harmed you. I was guiding you away from things that seemed good but would have stolen your peace. I was leading you towards something greater than what you had asked for, and though you could not see it then, you will one day look back with clarity and gratitude that my hand redirected you. I brought you here because you need to know that the hardships were not punishments but preparations, that the delays were not rejections but redirections, that the loneliness was not abandonment but a sacred space for you to grow closer to me. And if you could see from my view, if you could glimpse the future I am shaping for you, you would not worry about the pace of your journey or the struggles along the way, because you would know that I am building a foundation in you so deep and so steady that nothing will be able to shake you when the fullness of my plan unfolds. Beloved child, I know you have carried burdens that seemed unbearable, and there were days when your own thoughts felt like storms, loud and heavy, convincing you that nothing would change. But even in those moments, I was whispering to your heart, hold on, I am still here, and I never let you go, not for a single moment, because my love for you is not fragile, it is not conditional, it is not fleeting, but it is steady, eternal, and unshakable, and nothing you could do would make me love you less, and nothing you could fail would make me withdraw my presence. For you are mine, and I have chosen you for a reason. You were brought here not just to survive, but to live, not just to carry wounds, but to heal, not just to wonder about your purpose, but to walk boldly in it. And I will give you strength for every step, courage for every battle, peace for every storm. Because I do not call you to journey and then abandon you. I do not place a purpose in you and then leave you empty-handed. But I equip you with everything you need at the right time. And though you feel unprepared, though you feel unworthy, though you feel uncertain, I say that my power is made perfect in your weakness, and where you lack, I provide in abundance. Do not let fear deceive you into thinking your best days are behind you. Do not let shame convince you that your mistakes have disqualified you. Do not let doubt blind you from seeing that I am still working your story. For I am the God of restoration, the God of second chances, the God who takes what the enemy meant for harm and turns into good. And I am even now turning things around for you, aligning people, opportunities, and blessings that you cannot yet see, but that are moving toward you with divine timing, because my plans are always greater than your expectations. I know there were moments when you felt like giving up, when you thought you could not endure another setback, another heartbreak, another disappointment. But you are still here, and that is not by your strength alone, but by my grace that has carried you. And because you are still here, it means your purpose is still alive, your future is still unfolding, your story is still being written, and I will not stop until every promise I have spoken over you comes to pass. Beloved, let hope rise again in your heart. Let faith steady your steps. Let peace quiet your mind. For I am breathing new life into you. I am opening new doors before you. I am lifting a weight that is pressed down upon your spirit. And I am calling you to stand tall in the assurance that you were brought here for a reason. And that reason will soon be clearer than the fears that clouded your vision. Clearer than the doubts that haunted your nights. Clearer than the voices that told you were not enough. Because I am rewriting the story you believe was broken, and I am turning it into a testimony of my faithfulness. So trust me, even now, when you cannot yet see, when you cannot yet understand, when the questions are still louder than the answers, because I promise you that everything I have spoken will come to pass, and you will see that not one moment of your journey was wasted, and you will rejoice that I brought you here for this moment, for this reason, for this divine unfolding that is only just beginning.